Our pants are closing.
You already knew that.
But our pants are closing.
I guess I saved the really bad innuendos for my parents.
What is this forum called again?
Our pants?
Literally just our pants?
Yeah. So, back in the day, the Vlogbrothers would show, or they would be like, hey, the description or the link is whatever is, instead of saying below or to the right, because it was always changing, they would just say in our pants, because that's where they were pointing.
Ah.
And then they started, well, they would always say in my pants. So they started a forum called My Pants, and then that died. And then they started a different forum called Your Pants.
And that died?
And that was trash. They didn't spend enough money on it. And then they started the Miracle of Forums, which was Our Pants. And I guess it died.
Hi, and welcome to Tax Benefits.
We are not... we cannot use that as our cold open. It's a minute and a half long.
I'm Marci.
Our pants were open business for 6. We can't use that as a cold open!
Yes, we can. It's perfect. It's Valentine's Day, y'all.
I was testing the audio. We were supposed to play that back and make sure the audio was good.
It looks good.
No, it doesn't.
Only because you keep freaking out.
The audio needs to be adjusted so that I'm allowed to freak out. I should not conform to the audio. The audio should conform to me. We're not supposed to do this stuff on the podcast. It's supposed to be done beforehand.
But why?
So we're not throwing spaghetti at the wall and making our listeners, my mother, listen. You ate way too much bread. First of all, you can't have your mouth full of breadstick while we're doing a podcast.
Why not? You stuck the microphone in my face immediately after saying this.
I know, because I want your sin to be captured.
I don't care.
For prosperity. Oh, car.
I don't.
Okay. And I'm Katelynn.
And we're doing a very good job tonight of sharing our trash sense of humor with the world.
I guess we're gonna go over to the Tumblr that I have opened. And it's not redesigned yet, Marci. You need to give me those files so I can fix it. Another thing that should be discussed off the podcast.
I sent you the files ages ago.
No, I never saw them. I would have fixed this immediately. Anyways, first post. What is this? Did I reblog myself?
You may have.
Get off here. Okay, read it.
Dr. Enderlin, veterinarian / taxidermist. Either way, you get your dog back. That is the worst thing I've ever heard. So, if you've seen Coraline, there's a couple of old ladies who are like old lady best friends that live together, and the first time I saw it, I kept going, "Aw, that's Katelynn and me, that's Katelynn and me," until it turned out that they taxidermied all their dead dogs and had them in angel costumes, like on shelves on the wall, and I'm like, that's not Katelynn and me.
What was it when I was like, these old ladies are us, and then something else turned?
It was the Cat Show.
Oh gosh! Look, Marci, it's less than 15 years, never mind. Next post! It's for Marci again, because this is from the Catholic blog.
All of science fiction. Human beings will resent AI and robots and will never trust them. Real human beings. I had to apologize to my Roomba for stepping on him today. I felt so bad he cleaned my whole house and I just stomped on him. Sci-Fi 2019. Elite police officers are trained to hunt down robots that are forbidden from returning to Earth. They call it retirement as a euphemism. Real 2019. The entire internet mourns a beloved Mars rover, don't make me sad again, that gave a haunting final message as its 15-year life came to an end. I'm really, really sad about Opportunity. I need you to know that.
I remember when he launched into space.
I know. I was a wee 10-year-old.
Is this for me or you?
Probably me.
Okay, it's for you. You read it then. Next post.
If I start talking to you about really stupid stuff and I'm not trying to look intelligent anymore, that means you've done it. Obtain true trust levels. God tier friendship. Yeah.
I saw this one on Tumblr like immediately after doing something dirt stupid in front of you.
Yay.
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
Also me. That's
My
the one
gosh,
you just said was the
Marcy,
Catholic
do I ever
dog.
get to read anything
I
ever
put
again?
some stuff on here.
Okay, we'll get to it eventually, one day.
I love student housing. I'm in the common room waiting for a friend, and there's some dude crying on the couch with a bunch of his friends around him, and I can only hear bits and pieces, but someone asked him, "Who gets the Minecraft server if you guys break up?" And he started crying harder, and a third person reached over to smack the guy who asked it on the back of the head. University is the best place on earth because everyone has like 400 IQ points, but we're all collectively only using 18 of them. 7 on weekends, but we have to share them. I'd seen the first part of that before, but not the second part. And lo, Joseph said unto the wife of Potiphar, "Begone, thought."
Finally. What is this one? There was a little girl in church, about 5. Okay, this is for you.
There was a little girl in church about 5, and her parents obviously let her get dressed herself that day, because she came waddling in with the puffiest coat in the summer in North Carolina. She comes and sits in the pew in front of us. 15 minutes into Mass, she turns around and hands my husband an orange. Her parents are mortified. "Savannah, not again," they scold. Again, kills me. They apologize, and she turns back around. A few moments later, she goes to hand me an orange, but her parents grab it from her before she can. Savannah's determined. She reaches her tiny fists into her puffy coat and pulls out 2 more oranges. She begins to distribute them. Her parents are now beet red and in shock. There is no stopping small Savannah now. This child proceeds to laugh and laugh. And a laugh I can only call maniacal, in a Catholic church, unzip the inner line of her coat, and releases what had to be 20 to 30 of those little kid oranges into the pews. "We eat!" Savannah yells, cackling. The priest can no longer contain his glee. The entire church is dying with laughter. She felt like Jesus on the mountain with the baskets of fish that day, I'm sure. Children are amazing. That was beautiful. I want my child to do that.
I still am thinking of that gif you sent me like 5 years ago of Howell cutting up the bread.
You sent me that.
That's about right.
You sent me that, and you sent Sophie and Markle staring at him, and you said, "This is the disciples."
And they're surrounded in bread. This is you.
I read the first sentence and I'm in love already.
Next post!
Experiment goal to determine whether Smarties are an effective tea sweetener. Hypothesis: Smarties will sweeten the tea, but also introduce unwelcome flavor profiles due to their flavoring. Procedure: procured 1 cup, about 12 fluid ounces, of Berry's Tea Gold Blend Black Tea. Hot. Added 2/3 of a single roll of Smarties candy. 10 candies.
Did you give yourself the hiccups from eating your breadsticks too fast?
I did. They are correct. It's exactly 10 in 2/3 of a single roll. Wait for candies to dissolve, then stir well. Tea will be sampled after stirring concludes. Addendum. Control group was used. Controlled sample consisted of 1 cup of the same type of tea, sweetened with white sugar. Results will depend on the relative tastes of the control and Smarties tea. Results. Smarties tea was significantly more bitter and less sweet than sugar tea. Additionally, the Smarties failed to dissolve in the expected manner, and when stirred, ended up breaking down into particulates that refused to dissolve. Conclusions. Because of the chemical structural makeup of Smarties, they do not function well as an ad hoc tea sweetener because of their reluctance to break down. It may be the case that crushed Smarties would work better, but this experiment was intended to study how normal uncrushed Smarties would work as a sweetener. Remember, kids, the only difference between screwing around and science is writing it down.
Did you know that if you put hot tamale candy into a cup of Sprite, it tastes awful?
No.
Chris did that to me. Like, I don't know, when I was like 5 or something. I didn't drink Sprite again for years because I was like, Sprite sucks.
Have I ever told you about the Scholastic Bowl?
Heck, I still don't eat hot tamale candies because they suck.
Have I ever told you about the time we went out to eat for, it was either Scholastic Bowl or Math Counts. I know it was one of the middle school teachers' clubs that he sponsored. But we went to Golden Corral and they screwed with my drink while I was going back to get more food.
No, you have not told me the story.
They put a bunch of soy sauce in my Coke.
I don't like where this story's going.
As well as salt and pepper, and I had gone to get dessert.
Wait.
What?
Keep telling your story.
Okay. And I got ice cream, and the ice cream was blue. And my friend was like, Marci, did you... And this is my friend that is known for being gullible, so that's why I didn't even question it. But she's like, Marci, did you know that if you eat that blue ice cream and then take a drink of the Coke, it'll turn your tongue green? I was like, really? That sounds weird, but okay. And so I went to try it, and it was the worst thing I've ever tasted, the end.
Remember that time I went up to go get something at the cafeteria, and you put a bunch of salt in my water and
Yes.
convinced me that I was having an allergic reaction to the shrimp?
Oh no! Did your computer die?
No! Computer, come back! Doing, but you just kept dipping your fingers into the wine. It was just like, dip, dip. Mm-hmm. Windows. If it's still recording, this is my walk of shame. Windows 7. Professional.
That's what we use at work, but...
Okay, let's... Oh.
Okay, but did it pause partway through and miss part of that? Because it's been longer than 12 minutes, hasn't it?
We're gonna find out. Bye, Mom!
Bye, Mom!